She won't tell you directly, and she won't make it obvious, but her behavior will give her away if you're paying attention. When a woman is secretly attached, she exists in this constant push and pull within herself, torn between the intensity of her emotions and the fear of exposing them. On the outside, she may come across as collected, even indifferent, as though nothing you do has much of an effect on her. She'll laugh easily, act casual, and sometimes even pretend that your presence isn't all that significant. But beneath that surface, her thoughts are restless, her heart unsettled, and every small detail about you matters more than she would ever admit. Her silence isn't indifference, it's protection. Every word she withholds is chosen carefully, every action measured. She has already invested more than she planned, and that makes her cautious. Instead of showing her emotions openly, she conceals them behind layers of restraint. Yet, in those quiet moments, you can sense the truth leaking out. The way she studies you, memorizes the little things you say, remembers events you barely recall, all reveal a level of attention that goes far beyond casual interest. She's not just hearing you, she's absorbing you, piecing together fragments of who you are, and storing them like treasures she won't admit to keeping. This stage of hidden attachment is often the hardest to recognize because it disguises itself so well. It looks like calmness, but it's really tension. It looks like distance, but it's actually longing. And if you look closely enough, you'll notice that her silence carries weight, her pauses say more than her words, and her eyes linger just a second too long. That's when you realize she's already attached, even if she's determined not to let you see it. When her feelings start to grow but she's too afraid to let them spill out, they begin to show up in the smallest of ways. Instead of bold moves or grand declarations, her attachment slips through subtle patterns you might miss if you're not observant. She lingers a little longer than necessary when she's near you, holding on to those extra seconds like they matter more than she wants to admit. Her body leans toward yours unconsciously in conversation, as if pulled by a magnet she can't fight. And when you look back on it later, you'll realize she didn't have to stay that close, she didn't have to brush past you, and she didn't need to find those tiny excuses to make contact, but she did, because being near you is her quiet way of feeding the connection she craves. She'll also find reasons to reach out that appear casual on the surface but carry hidden intent. A funny meme, a random question, a small comment about something unimportant, these are not just random interactions. They are carefully chosen openings that allow her to connect without putting her vulnerability on display. Each time she initiates, she cloaks it as lighthearted or insignificant, but the truth is she's looking for reassurance that you're there, that you'll respond, that the bond between you remains intact. To anyone else, her behavior might look like harmless friendliness. But to the one who watches closely, the pattern becomes clear. The excuses, the lingering moments, the casual touches, none of it is by accident. It's her way of reaching out while pretending she's not reaching at all. Beneath every small act lies a bigger truth: she's already attached, but her fear forces her to keep it hidden in plain sight. Her emotions show themselves most clearly when someone else enters the picture. She may try to hide it with a laugh, a sarcastic remark, or by brushing it off, but jealousy always leaves traces, no matter how carefully she tries to disguise it. When another woman gets too close to you, her tone shifts ever so slightly, her smile tightens, or her energy feels different. She may still speak calmly, she may even pretend she isn't bothered, but the silence that follows or the way her eyes drift away reveals what she's really feeling. Jealousy is rarely about trust at this stage, it's about fear. Fear of losing her unspoken place in your life, fear of being replaced before she's even had the courage to admit what you mean to her. Unlike open jealousy, hers won't be loud or dramatic. It will be subtle, woven into her reactions. She may joke about the other woman, downplay her own feelings, or shift the conversation to something else entirely, but it's all a defense mechanism. She doesn't want you to see just how much power you already hold over her. The contradiction is that she'll act as though she doesn't care, but later she'll replay the moment in her head, analyzing every word and every look. A woman who isn't attached won't notice these things, much less care enough to react. But when she's already emotionally invested, even if she hasn't admitted it, the idea of sharing your attention cuts deeper than she wants to reveal. Her jealousy is her hidden confession. She's not upset at the other woman, she's unsettled by her own vulnerability. And in those small cracks of reaction, she unknowingly exposes the truth she's been fighting so hard to conceal. When she's secretly attached but afraid of exposing her emotions, she begins to mirror you without even realizing it. Her actions start reflecting your own, as though she's tuned into your rhythm and adjusting herself to match. If you become busy, she suddenly grows quieter, holding back her own desire to reach out. If you're distant, she mirrors that distance, pulling away just enough to protect herself, but never fully leaving your orbit. It's not about playing games or trying to manipulate you, it's her instinctive way of staying safe while keeping the connection alive. She wants to be close, but not at the cost of being the only one showing vulnerability. This mirroring shows up in subtle ways. The timing of her replies, the tone of her messages, even the topics she brings up often reflect your own energy. When you're warm, she becomes warmer. When you're cool, she matches that coolness with restraint. It's her way of maintaining balance, of making sure she never feels like she's giving more than she's receiving. Beneath it all lies her fear of exposing the depth of her emotions without any reassurance that you feel the same. Yet, despite her efforts to hide it, her consistency keeps her tethered to you. She may step back for a while, but she never truly disappears. No matter how hard she tries to mask it, her attachment pulls her back into your space, again and again. Her pride won't let her say the words out loud, but her behavior reveals the truth. She's already invested, quietly adjusting herself to you, waiting for the signal that it's safe to show more. And in that waiting, her hidden attachment becomes even clearer. What may seem small or insignificant to you can carry a surprising weight for her when she's secretly attached. A short text, a casual compliment, a quick chat in passing, these little things become moments she holds onto far longer than she admits. You might forget what you said within minutes, but she replays it, analyzing every word, every tone, every pause, searching for hidden meaning. To her, even the simplest gestures are like signals, either confirming that she matters to you or feeding the insecurity that you don't feel the same. She doesn't just hear your words, she stores them. A single message from you can change her entire mood for the day, giving her comfort or excitement she won't show outwardly. The absence of a reply, on the other hand, can leave her restless, wondering if she's been too forward, too obvious, too much. That overthinking is not about weakness, it's the cost of caring while trying to hide it. Every interaction feels magnified because she's already emotionally invested, even though she hasn't spoken the truth aloud. When a woman is attached in secret, the smallest gestures are never small. The way you remember something she once mentioned, the way you look at her in a crowded room, or even the way you casually say her name, these moments are etched in her memory. They are proof to her heart that the connection is real, even if her mind tells her to be cautious. She may act calm, pretending not to care, but inside she's holding on to each detail as if it's evidence of something deeper. And that quiet intensity is one of the clearest signs her feelings go far beyond the surface. Her words and her actions rarely move in perfect alignment when she is secretly attached. On the surface, she might insist she isn't looking for anything serious, or that she's just enjoying the moment, but her behavior betrays her. She prioritizes you in ways she doesn't prioritize others, adjusting her schedule to make space for you, giving you her best energy even when she claims it's casual. The contradiction is not deliberate, it's the natural conflict between her pride and her vulnerability. She wants to guard her heart, but her emotions push through the cracks of her defenses, showing themselves whether she likes it or not. Her body language often reveals what her words try to deny. She holds eye contact a second longer than necessary, her laughter comes quicker in your presence, and her nervous gestures give her away when she's trying too hard to appear unaffected. She might brush off her own reactions, make jokes about not caring, or even claim she's detached, yet her every move says otherwise. These contradictions are the quiet proof that she's caught in between the part of her that longs to surrender and the part of her that fears being hurt. She'll tell herself she's in control, that she isn't giving too much away, but in reality, her emotions leak into everything she does. She won't admit how much your words affect her, but you'll see it in the way she suddenly grows quiet when you disappoint her, or how her entire mood lifts when you show kindness. It's not a game, not manipulation, it's the raw truth of someone battling herself. And the deeper the contradiction becomes, the clearer it is that her hidden attachment has already taken root. As her feelings deepen, she starts to live in two separate worlds, the one she shows you and the one she keeps hidden inside. Outwardly, she works hard to appear composed, self-sufficient, and in control. She doesn't want to look like someone who is easily swayed by emotions, so she maintains her pride and keeps her guard up. But inside, nearly everything she does begins to revolve around you. Her thoughts wander back to you in quiet moments, and her emotions rise and fall with your presence or absence. Without meaning to, she finds herself centering her days around the possibility of your attention. Her energy changes the moment you're near. She may not say it directly, but her laughter is softer, her eyes brighter, and her focus sharper whenever you enter the room. Even when she's speaking to others, part of her attention drifts toward you, aware of where you are, what you're doing, and who you're speaking to. When you're not around, she feels the difference immediately, like something important is missing. She may distract herself, but the emptiness lingers beneath the surface. Her friends might notice it before she admits it to herself. Your name slips into her conversations too often, sometimes without her realizing. She references small details about you, talks about things you've said, or uses you as a point of comparison in casual discussions. These habits are unintentional, but they reveal the truth she's trying to keep private. Hidden attachment is difficult to contain because it leaks through her expressions, her tone, her gaze, her very presence. No matter how strong her pride is, emotions that deep can't stay invisible forever. Eventually, they make themselves known in ways she cannot fully control. Eventually, the silence she's been hiding behind begins to feel heavier than she can carry. Her pride urges her to keep her emotions locked away, but her heart pushes harder with every passing day. The fear of losing you, of missing her chance to be seen and understood, slowly outweighs the fear of exposing herself. That's when the cracks begin to show, and she starts reaching out more often, sometimes with flimsy excuses that seem innocent on the surface. She might send a random message about something trivial, share a post that reminds her of you, or ask a question she probably already knows the answer to. On the outside, it looks casual. On the inside, it's her way of checking that she still holds a place in your world. Her attempts at closeness are often disguised with humor or lightheartedness. She may tease you, test you with playful remarks, or act as if her reaching out is just coincidence. But the consistency gives her away. She keeps showing up, keeps finding reasons to connect, because she can't bear the thought of drifting too far. Every just checking in or casual conversation is layered with emotion she won't openly voice. She also begins to seek reassurance indirectly. She pays close attention to how quickly you respond, how much effort you put into the exchange, and whether your energy matches hers. Each interaction becomes a quiet measure of how much you value her presence. At this stage, her hidden attachment is no longer as hidden as she thinks. The effort to mask her vulnerability is still there, but the truth seeps through her actions. By reaching out again and again, she's confessing in silence that you're on her mind far more than she ever planned to admit. By the time her hidden attachment reaches its peak, her walls are no longer as solid as they once were. The weight of her emotions begins to spill into her words and actions, sometimes in ways she doesn't even notice. She lets slip little admissions that reveal more than she intended, soft confessions disguised as casual remarks. A passing comment like, "I missed talking to you," or "I was worried when you didn't reply," may sound lighthearted, but beneath the surface, they're glimpses of the truth she has been holding back for so long. Each phrase is carefully wrapped in playfulness, yet carries the sincerity of her heart breaking through her defenses. Her life slowly reshapes itself around you without her deliberately planning it. She begins prioritizing your presence, adjusting her time, her energy, and even her choices to keep you close. The things she once did on her own don't feel quite the same unless you're part of them. Even in silence, you are present in her world, her thoughts drift toward you in quiet moments, and she finds herself imagining your reaction to the little details of her day. More telling than her words is the way she opens herself in ways she doesn't with others. She shares stories she's never told, reveals sides of her personality she usually guards, and trusts you with fragments of her vulnerability. This is her silent confession, the unveiling of pieces of herself that mean you've crossed the line from acquaintance to something much deeper. Her pride still resists, but her emotions win. The truth becomes undeniable: she was attached long before she ever admitted it. And her silence was never indifference, it was love, concealed in fear, now slowly finding its way into the open.